Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and this is episode number 163 with our friend Yedoye Travis. And we mentioned this at the end of the episode, but I did want to say just up top, if you're listening to the show and you live anywhere near Atlanta, our guest today, Mr. Yedoye Travis, he's going to be recording his album Saturday, October 14th. That's this Saturday at the Relapse Theater in Midtown Atlanta. He's going to be recording two shows. One's at 8 p.m., one's at 10:30 p.m. That show is free, so I know we got lots of listeners down in ATL. If you can hear me and you want to laugh a bunch, go check out our friend Yedoye. He's fantastic. So once again, Yedoye Travis taping his album Saturday night, October 14th at 8 o'clock and 10:30 p.m. That's two shows at the Relapse Theater in Midtown Atlanta. Those shows are free, so go check out Yedoye. And now, here is Yedoye Travis on his return to the Goods from the Woods, episode 163.
Now fix to start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother. The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The Goods from the Woods.
Hot damn!
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Pat Riley.
This is gonna man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
And today we are so pleased to be joined once again by my good friend from Atlanta, Georgia, star of the Hotlanta, controversially named Hotlanta episode of this podcast, our friend
Yedoye Travis. What's up?
Man, it's
Controversially?
I hate it.
Oh, yeah. I called it that because I knew it would piss you motherfuckers off because people from Atlanta hate it when people call it Hotlanta. So I was like, I was sitting there.
It's hot in other places.
Yep. But
it's not that hot there.
I was sitting there. I had the option. I was like, what am I to name this episode? I was like, oh, you know what Pat and Yedoye would really hate?
It's not as galling as when people call California Cali. That's the one that pisses me off to no end.
Yeah?
Does it?
Oh.
Noted.
I mean, that's just abbreviation, you know. That's I can't knock that, you know. That's just efficiency.
It doesn't make any assumptions about the weather.
Exactly. And Hotlanta is just, it's the same number of syllables, but it's just so presumptuous. It snows in Atlanta sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The city gets shut down.
And it was
Famously so.
It was so dumb when Michael Hayes would go on TV and say, Hotlanta's cooking on Fantasia, brother.
Were they even that excited about Fantasia? We're talking about Fantasia Barrino, right?
No, this is when Michael P.S. Hayes was also calling himself Fantasia.
See, I didn't know. That.
I think it's Fantasia Burrito.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like,
cooking on Fantasia.
I mean, I guess we were like pretty into her at the time. But our support has waned.
Wait, did she win? She won.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, she won.
That's right. Yeah.
But then I just haven't heard from her.
That's almost all of those American Idol winners. Like,
well, no, Ruben Studdard's mom spoke at my high school.
Oh, well, he made it then. He made it big.
Yeah.
Well, his mom did.
His mom,
yeah, I mean, we couldn't get him. Got his mom.
That works.
She was very inspirational.
Did he tell us to tell the class that he was sorry 2K4 for not showing up? That's right? 2K4.
I'm sorry about two things. I'm sorry I can't be here. I'm sorry about 2004.
He's yet to issue an apology for 2017, though. So I don't know.
That's a little loved Funny or Die video just waiting to be made.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
They had Mystical.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. What's Ruben Studdard doing that he couldn't come on? And
exactly.
Yeah.
Drive an Uber.
It could only be
come
good.
on.
It could only be good
Honestly.
for him.
Yeah. That was, oh man, yeah. There was that little run there where Birmingham was hot. We had Ruben Studdard, we had Taylor Hicks, the Soul Patrol, and of course we had Bo Bice.
Bo Bice. Oh, yeah.
Which,
back when people like that could be in the public eye without just like getting shit on constantly.
He was shit on the year he was famous too, because he showed up at Bonnaroo.
Oh,
and
did he call it Bonaroo?
No, he went on stage. No, that's a different side porn convention.
There has to be a Bonnaroo.
I feel like
movie.
there must be.
Yeah,
because they did one for Occupy Wall Street, so they have to have one for Bonnaroo.
Was it a hentai called Occupy Wall Street?
No.
Was it Occupy Wall Street?
No, it was called Occupy My Throat.
Oh God, that's not even clever.
I know.
Both of those were better.
But they did have
That's not even clever.
They did have footage from because I read an article about this.
They had footage from the actual Occupy.
from actual Zuccotti Park. Like they actually had footage somebody taken from Zuccotti Park, and they splice it into like.
Did that give it what they used to call redeeming social values? So they could show
I guess
what
so.
the
Yeah.
real-
So it passes Potter Stewart's.
I mean, my question is, did somebody have a V for Vendetta mask with the mouth cut out big enough to put a dick in?
I did not watch.
Was it Natalie Portman?
I just read about it on.
I can
on,
only
like,
hope.
Various.
Pornreviews.com. My normal.
Oh yeah.
My homepage on my.
Yeah, I always
my
go
laptop.
guardianco.uk. Foreign Affairs.
Porn
The
affair.
International Business Times and
pornreviews.biz.
jizz.biz. Please.
Yeah, .biz. .party. And then
Damn, I'm sad we already have thegoodspod.com. We should have gotten thegoodspod.party. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is
Dot
much
jizz.
better. Yeah. Can we get a .jizz? Is that open? Can we have two domains at once?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can just have a redirect.
So can we
page.
corner the
can absolutely
.jizz and .party for the goods too?
Absolutely.
Why, yeah, Richard, are you listening? He's our webmaster.
Yeah, when .jizz breaks big, we want to be there.
You got to get dot butt, dot ass.
We
Just
want to
all
be the
very-
first jizz to come out.
Yeah, we
They're going to
don't-
call us
Exactly.
Cowper's fluid.
because we don't want to we don't want to
Jesus Christ.
we don't want to be late to the party like we were to the .cx train.
Oh God.
Well, the Christmas Islands got mad at Goatsy. They kicked him the fuck off of
Yeah.
CX.
It's not fair. But
Justice for Goatsy.
Free goatsy.
Free Goatsy. What's wrong, Christmas Islands?
yeah.
What's Goatsy doing now? Maybe he's driving an
He's
Uber.
also driving an Uber.
But he probably has one of those like those cushions, like those round cushions.
Oh, he
that
definitely
taxi
has a hemorrhoid donut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get the Uber, and you're looking at your driver as Goatsy. It's like, I'm getting pranked.
Would you know his face?
I don't know. You see the
There was
you see
actually
the traditional
actually
picture.
no. There was an
is what it
amazing
is.
article on Gawker where they actually did some investigative journalism into who Goatsy actually is.
Oh,
They
really?
won the Pulitzer for that, right?
They should have.
I'm glad Hogan shut these people down.
This was like one of their last articles that was big before like Hulk Hogan and Peter Thiel shut him down.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it because it was Hulk Hogan?
No,
Oh.
What a reveal!
that's worse than the reveal of him being in the NWO.
Yeah. Honestly, I think
I'm Goatsy, brother.
I think Goatsy's like a creative collective, like Shakespeare.
yeah, it's a bunch of people.
I think it's a bunch of people.
That's why
contributing.
my leg drop was so lethal, dude. You don't know where their head was going, Jack.
And I'd like you to meet my valet, Tub Girl.
That's where he puts Jimmy Hart in between wrestling matches.
But no, it was like this thing where they did like the investigative journalism into who Goatsy was. But
And who
no,
was it?
It was some guy from Canada.
Was it? What was his name?
Canada?
Yeah. It's a
Why
Canadian
why am I surprised by that? I don't know. It was
I was gonna call Germany or Florida. Those were
No,
my,
it
Yeah.
was Canada.
Those are always,
Well, this guy defied stereotypes.
Yeah.
who was his who did they detail like who his partner was, because he's wearing a wedding ring.
I don't know. I don't remember that from the article. I think they mentioned
Let's
it
have
or
some
something like that.
privacy here.
Yeah. But he had sandy,
collateral
he had
damage.
sandy blonde
Who
hair.
are we protecting?
yeah, well,
Sandy blonde hair and a mustache, like you'd imagine.
Yeah.
You
So-
know?
So
someone-
anyone in Canada,
yeah, it's true.
everyone in Canada.
It was the brawny man.
By the way, speaking of Canada, I do need to make a correction to a previous.
Well, you needed all them
episode.
paper towels.
oh,
I need to make a correction to a previous episode. On the Steph Tolev episode, I said that Hot Child and the City Guy and Bryan Adams were in a same band called Vinegar Joe. It was actually Sweeney Todd, and Life is a Highway Guy was never in that band.
oh, okay.
I just want to clarify that. Okay.
So we've officially
Hey,
issued
thanks.
apology to Canada.
And
No, I
and
just
to
came
Nick
to the
Gilder.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
thank you. I really appreciate
Yeah,
that.
because I think it was something to do after we mentioned Canada.
Yeah,
because I realized that, and I didn't want to.
Were you just guiding this whole conversation? to
Yes.
Canada? See?
They really want to get over in Canada. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
blame y'all guys, but you'll notice that huge steps are taken so that no toes from Canada to ever stepped on the
Oh
hill.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we got to
Well, our webmaster is in in the Yukon Territory, and
Yeah,
he
that's
could redirect our website to goatsy.cx.
That's true.
Yeah, he has too much
Clones.
power.
Yeah, but that Goatsy
He's
was
like-
really popular on the internet.
We can get some of that goatsy.
Goatsy, yeah, we
Get
get
some of that Goatsy
the
money.
Goatsy rub.
Yeah, we get the rub from goatsy. Not that way, but
You think he gets residuals?
Oh,
We may find out.
yeah. We get.
I mean, he's definitely getting residuals something, but I don't know.
All right, look,
yeah, that's right.
if this will work for us and getting residuals and things, can we say Meatsman on the air? Because we could link the site to it.
Also, Yedoye Travis, he's the future Steve on the inevitable reboot of Blue's Clues.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that campaign.
Yeah.
Is that the salt or the
That's-
pepper shaker?
You like how I...
That's the guy. That's the real guy. That's
Okay,
Steve.
why did come he quit the show? Because he couldn't get along with the pepper shaker, or what was it? Because there was
No,
two different
it's 'cause-
guys, but they had the same shirt.
I think just the salt and pepper were just a little bit too spicy for him as
Yeah.
a white man.
Yeah. Oh, and forget about their child.
Oh yeah,
Paprika.
paprika.
Yeah.
That's like too much.
And interracial condiments was like way too heavy for Nickelodeon in them days, man.
honestly, I don't know how they even
ahead
let
of-
that slide under the radar.
It was
For years I thought that's what paprika is like salt and pepper in the same shaker.
mixed together,
But it's
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
red, isn't it?
It's like a dried pepper. But it's definitely not the child of salt and
Yeah,
pepper.
that was very misleading, and I think if I were to get on the show, that's something that I would attack. Just nip that in the bud before they even ask about it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, salt and pepper. Your family is whatever you make it.
Well, this is a new
that-
Blues Clues.
Yeah, exactly.
This is for 2017. This is Blues Clues. It's all multicultural. You understand? It's got all the races, creeds, and colors, and all the different types of spices and condiments
Yeah. So you
on the same table: ketchup,
Yeah.
How did-
mustard.
we're creating mystery as to what this is. What
Yeah, that's what I'm leading into. So explain what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't even really know how this happened. So I was working on a shoot at Comedy Central, which is in the same building as Nickelodeon. They're both like owned by Viacom.
Yeah.
And we're on a lunch break. They have the Blues Clues chair in their break room. So I thought,
Just in the break room.
Yeah, they
in
do.
the break room.
Do
yeah.
people just sit and eat lunch in it and stuff?
Well, there's like also a doll of Blue in the chair,
Oh,
so I
okay.
think it's occupied.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So I think it's just a great photo opportunity.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I sit in the chair and I'm like wearing this like nice polo and khakis that they gave me for the shoot. Just looking very wholesome,
Looking very Steve-ish.
very
frankly.
Steve-ish.
Yeah.
very
yeah.
Steve-ish. And so I post this picture sort of assuming, because like I don't have a huge Twitter following at this point.
Right.
I still don't now. But I post it to Twitter assuming just my friends will see it and think it's funny.
Yeah.
And it says, they said if I get enough retweets, they'll bring back Blues Clues and I can be Steve. And I thought it was like not specific enough that people would be like, yeah, he's obviously kidding, right? And
It was the outfit.
it was the outfit.
It was totally the outfit because I saw you and I
And-
was like, what's he doing with Nickel? Like I was like, you're super.
Yeah.
Before I realized like it was like you were joking. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah.
hell yeah. Why not?
But then it got retweeted 146,000 times.
That's amazing.
And now for a month or two, I was kind of like, I don't think I can curse on Twitter anymore. I don't think I can do that. Yeah.
It's a good gig.
Fuck yeah, that'd be amazing.
It would be great. But like within the first 2 days, I had people like going through my Twitter to tweets like from 3 days before, like, this guy is a racist. We can't have a racist Steve. And I'm just kind of like, I mean, yeah, but
I didn't know he had to run the gauntlet so much to get up on children's
Oh
television
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
any television now.
Yeah.
yeah,
if I even got caught deleting tweets, they'd be like, what was he hiding? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I have a friend who will. I think I've mentioned this on the show. Will remain nameless, but got a big gig and was going to move to New York to get the big gig. And I would talk to him. I was like, "How are you feeling, man? Congratulations! This is so
Yeah.
cool." And he was like, "Good." I spent all of Sunday before they announced that I got the show, deleting stuff like from, essentially 10 years of Twitter, just having to go back through and being like, ooh, that's gone. Because now when you get hired for a show like that, the network gives you a heads up, like, all right, you get hired on a Friday. They're like, we're announcing Wednesday. So if there's anything you want to not be out there for everyone to see, if you're like an unknown quantity like that, then they'll give you a little time, but you actually got to sit down and just like go through all your shit you've ever written and get rid of anything that might,
Why not just start by not doing it no more now?
Well, hey, tell that.
That might be the best idea. They better stop doing anything because they're going to have to erase it eventually.
Right. Well, how do people see that you're not doing it anymore?
What? Wait, what do you mean?
You mean just like
he's saying just leave social media.
Delete your Twitter altogether, or just like stop doing it?
Right. I don't know.
Because I feel like I would look at that and be like, oh, I guess he's not doing it anymore.
Right.
Still there.
Well, if you just up and stop, nobody will and then later on you get hired, nobody will be looking at something you had years ago when everybody had.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. They will
they will
for
absolutely
TV.
will.
I mean, when I say a big gig, I mean like you were on a national television program. Everybody's going to be writing about you like, oh, who's this person that just got hired? Like people who...
Yeah, but do they care if you signed up for Twitter, like let's say like 10 years ago, had it for about 2 years, never used it much, and then don't use it anymore?
Yeah, I mean,
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, you're gonna,
You'll be fine.
Okay, nobody reads my
real
stuff.
Nobody's surprised at what you're tweeting.
Nobody reads anything I tweet, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good,
No,
good,
you'll be
good.
okay.
Yeah,
Good.
You'll be okay.
when
Because I don't want to have to delete things if I ever do anything.
No, if you,
I mean, any job in any business.
any of the stuff that you tweet is definitely on the point.
Because I don't want to have to go on there and do all that stuff. That sounds hard.
What are you tweeting? Do you have
Not much, actually. It's just I'm usually pretty stoned when I do it.
Yeah. Do you have like an example tweet of a tweet that you tweeted?
No.
Tweet?
Yeah.
But if like language and things like you say, I didn't know that. Like,
that would just be
you
more
use
for
like the F word?
sometimes.
Oh.
But sometimes I bleep it
Do
out.
you use the S word?
Oh, that one, yeah. Shit.
Oh man,
I like that one.
See, that one's like tricky because it's more damning than you think it is.
Really? Because everybody uses it every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you get any? What was the funniest responses that you got from people?
Well,
Did they slide into your DMs or something?
No, but I mean, like my Twitter following doubled in that in like a week. So it was just like. It's never been more unstable. So it's very weird. But I think the funniest stuff was just like the thousands of people that were like, "Who is they though?" And they would still retweet. It's just like half the people were like, "This shit is fake," but I'm gonna retweet just in case.
right.
I'm not gonna let this opportunity slip away from me.
That's so funny. Yeah, if they say if I did,
Yeah. And like a bunch of people were like, "How many is enough?" People are still
Asking how many's
as I'm at 146,000, people are still like quote tweeting it like, "How much is enough? How many more you need?"
150,000 for the Illuminati to bring back Blue's Clues.
I appreciate the support.
We have to make sure we don't swear on the rest of this episode. Just
just in
we don't
case.
want. If I'd have known that ahead of time, man, we'd be real clean.
I was just about to say, yeah.
Rivers, go back and believe anything that's objectionable.
Yeah, new host of Blue's Clues makes fun of Goatsy.
I know. That's right. We mentioned
New host of
Goatsy.
Blue's Clues has heard of Goatsy.
I would love it if some very subversive Nick Jr. writer just introduced a goat character into the show. You're like, oh, hi, Goatsy.
Yeah.
We're taking
just
Goatsy back. We're taking the name back.
Yeah.
Did you watch that show growing up?
Blue's Clues?
Yeah, I did too. It was
it's a
the
good
only
show.
thing, and I mean, I remember even as a kid, like Nick Jr. just bugging the shit out of me. Except for the only two I liked: Blues Clues and Gullah Gullah Island. Other than that,
Gullah Gullah Island was dope.
Because the songs were good, and I liked the Binya the frog.
Oh,
which was great.
Yeah.
I would watch. So I was a little bit older, but Blues Clues would be on because I'd wake up early for school.
Yeah,
and Blues Clues would be. I'd just turn on the TV and it would just be like background noise. But it was an adorable show.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a cute show.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was okay as far as kids. Dora the Explorer, I think, was a little more my speed. Had a little more action and music.
Yeah, no, totally.
But
Because they're out and about in the world.
Swiper was such a fascinating figure.
Blue was cute when she was hungry. It's just like the little.
Blue was a good dog.
Like the paws on the tummy sort of thing. It's just it was cute.
And both the guys had good chemistry with the fourth wall and the things that weren't in front of them on the show.
First Steve was great.
First Steve was
Who's the
amazing.
second dude?
It's Donovan something.
Donovan.
I forget his last name. But
First
his name
Steve-
was
He had like a music career. Right?
Yeah. He didn't want to get typecasted. Everybody was just like, "Oh, he died of heroin or something like that." Well,
No,
Fool just didn't
He
want to
quit
get
'cause he went
typecast.
We're still talking about him in the past tense. What does he do now? Driving Uber with Goatsy?
No, he's just busy having $10 million.
Yeah,
that's right.
He just makes weird indie rock music.
Yeah, I think he did his album is with one of the dudes from Flaming Lips.
yeah.
Does he play
I think he's friends
instruments?
with Wayne Coyne from Flaming Lips. I think.
Does he produce this stuff?
Yeah, because he played guitar on the show. Remember?
Yeah.
This is Steve Burke. I'm sorry, bro. You're never not Steve from Blues Clues. I don't care. He has this song is called "What I Do on Saturday." I will put this up on our Twitter. We're at The Goods Pod. You can check it out.
And what does he do on Saturday?
Yeah.
Talk to a pepper shaker, write things in a little notepad with a crayon?
Yeah, exactly.
Predate Owl City.
It does sound like Owl City.
He's looking. He's like looking.
Oh, the cargo pants are dope.
Man.
Oh man. By the way,
Baggy cargo pants, looking like Dave Gahan from friggin' Depeche Mode when he was in his post-heroin phase.
I cannot tell you, by the way, how difficult it is in 2017 to find a pair of cargo pants. I've been looking.
I think they're trying to phase them out.
Well, they have been. Well, here's the thing.
It's like leaded gasoline, dude.
Here's why I mentioned
like Mexican Coke. They're trying to. They're just making it with regular sugar now.
Yeah, it's
corn syrup.
Yeah, corn sugar is what they're insisting on people calling it, so it doesn't sound so evil as high fructose corn syrup. It hit me the other day. I was trying to think of a Halloween costume, and I like to go as comfortable and as easy as possible when it comes to Halloween. And I realized that it would take almost no effort. I would just have to basically go to somebody who knows how to shave my face correctly. I was going to go as Steve Harwell from Smash Mouth. Because all I would have to do is just fucking put hair gel in, shave like a horrible chin strap.
Yeah.
And then so I started looking at the video for All Star. I own the exact pair of Pumas he's wearing already.
Okay.
Oh, great.
And then all I have to find is a Harrington jacket, which is very easy.
Yeah.
And then the thing that I expected would be the easiest to find is actually turning out to be the hardest, which is those not even quite khaki, almost a little brighter shade of yellow Gap cargo pants from 98, 99. And that's what I've been on the lookout for.
You also got to surround yourself with friends who don't know who Guy Fieri is.
Yeah, that's right.
Speaking, I think Bo Bice was the original Guy Fieri. I think he was preparing us for Guy Fieri because like Guy Fieri as Andrew Polk said. I mean, Bo Bice, man, was without irony.
That's right.
And it scared the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, he came out at Bonnaroo. He wasn't on the bill. I should
Bo
mention.
Bice.
Oh, God, he was just there.
He was a special guest of Mr. David Matthews.
Fun.
And Dave Matthews. Dave goes, I'd like to bring out my really special friend, Bo Bice. And the indifference, the waves of indifference just wafting over the fields of Manchester, Tennessee. And this was the season he was huge. And that same year, if I'm not mistaken, they had William Hung as the guy from the Asian guy who couldn't sing at all, trying to sing She Bangs. He was the grand marshal of the Bonnaroo parade. They have a parade that goes through, and they had him up there singing.
What a career.
People loved him way more than Bo Bice.
I was so proud of him.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
He did a great job, really.
Yeah, he's the poster child of going for it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he drop out of Caltech
to pursue a music career.
Yeah.
Indeed, he did.
Much like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, did Weird Al graduate from Caltech?
I think he went to.
I thought he went to Yale.
He went to Cal Poly.
No, he went to Caltech. I thought.
Didn't he? Okay, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not an expert on Al Yankovic or nothing.
Does that make him college rock?
the
Left of the dial, Weird Yankovic.
Hey,
Yeah.
Left of the dial.
Was Bo Bice short for boyfriend Bice?
Boyfriend Bice.
Boyfriend Bice. He's from Helena, so not too terribly far from your alma mater, Indian Springs.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
He's from Helena, and the one time I went to Helena, it was the year he was huge, 2004. They had a gigantic banner over the streets that said, "We love you, Bo." But because I didn't watch the show, I was like, Bo Jackson's from Bessemer, you idiots! Like, I thought they were just still
who the hell
proud of
was
Bo.
this guy? Because every time y'all say Bo Bice, I think Peebo Bryson. What who the hell was this?
So Bo Bice was like a tiny hirsute man who came in, I believe, second in the second season of American Idol, and he was from Helena, Alabama, and he was kind of like a Southern rock guy.
Yeah,
sort of.
he was like one of those guys that you could have very easily slotted in as being like the replacement singer for those like crappy versions of Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like a wholesome Kid Rock.
This is his song, "The Real Thing." Yeah,
Is this that song about the photograph and what's that thing on the guy's head?
I like your pants around the fair.
Wait a minute. This is my favorite part.
Is this actually your favorite part? I was going to say I don't know anybody who knows any of this guy's songs. It's just a reference.
Man, I'm bleeding in my hands again. That's that song, right?
Yeah, that's that one.
Fuel.
Hell yeah. Lead singer of that band looked like friggin' Owen Wilson, and it always creeped me out.
Look at this phonograph.
That's a pretty good one. I forgot you were a singer.
That was
so,
yeah. That
You
actually.
could nail the.
So
Every time I do it makes me laugh.
what's that on Johnny's head? Right? Isn't that one of the lines?
Yeah.
Somebody's got some shit on their head. in that song.
Yeah.
It's like somebody drew something or.
My dad wore a funny hat. Then he made fun of the cat. You really had to be there.
Did you have to sing a version of that when you were in acapella?
No, I think. Well, wait, no. I think this was turned into a different song.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
No, I turned into Halo. Baby, I can see your halo.
So you were in acapella too?
Yeah, I was that. I was a nerd.
So if y'all
Hey,
don't
man,
become a Blues
he
Clues
wasn't-
guy,
No, he wasn't in the nerd acapella. He was in No Strings. Oral Pleasures. Now that's some nerd acapella.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
you know what's funny?
Wait,
is
back up. What? What's the nerd? What's the nerd one?
Oral Pleasures.
well, that sounds kind of dirty. I think I've seen
Yeah,
that. If
yeah.
it's a
The
movie.
more sexually gratuitous the pun that your acapella group is, the nerdier you are.
What about rockapella?
I mean,
Remember the guys at the end of Carmen San Francisco that would say, no, because if y'all don't end up being the new Blues Clues, maybe y'all can become the guy that sings behind a new Carmen San Diego.
Tell me where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Where is she even?
Well, a different place every time. I mean, that is that's
the
the rub
question.
right there.
Yeah,
and then the follow up is like, where's Vic the Slick? You know, where's Chuck Roast?
Where's
We don't
Carlos
know.
the Jackal? I don't know, but
So real quick, because I do want to talk about the acapella thing desperately.
Yeah.
I just want to mention, as long as we're talking about music, the show that you have in New York is called Rent Party.
Yeah.
And you guys have a band.
We do have a band. It's a very fun thing.
How do you interact with the band on stage? Because I haven't really had an experience to do that, but it's always one of my favorite things about late night, where it's just like you can have musical jokes. You can
Yeah. It's
tell us who the
it's
band
so
is,
fun,
first of
and
all,
it's
I
so
guess.
much more like late night. It's usually just like intros and outros. And
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly.
thing. But it's a little bit more interactive than that, I guess.
Who is the band? First of all, tell us.
So the band is sort of it's called the original lineup because it's never the same group of people.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
But the four people that have played most often are the drummer is a guy named Paul Adler, our bassist Joey DeLessio, keys Alex Weston, and then the guitar is the most like it fluctuates.
free
the most.
floating. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been Andrew Jolinella, Ben Brody, Alex Latito.
It's so cool. Every time I see like pictures or status updates or whatever about Rent Party, it always sounds so fun. So I'm gonna get out there eventually. And come see the show because it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's the most fun show I've ever produced. I think it's so easy to run once it's going.
What's the venue?
Union Hall.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Union Hall's in.
it's in Park Slope.
Okay, yeah, I always got it confused with Union Pool.
Yeah, a couple of people have showed up at Union Pool and been like, "When's the show start?" Like,
Oh, man.
never for you.
Quick sidebar on that. We did our live podcast a couple weeks ago at the Nerd Melts theater, and I had a friend from high school who lives out here, and she was like, "Yo, I'm coming. I'm bringing like 4 people. It's gonna be great." I was like, "Sweet, I can't wait to see you." And then like halfway through the show, I had a break where I was off stage for a second because something else was going on, and I looked at my phone, and there were all these texts from her being like, "Hey, we're watching this like improv show and we haven't seen you yet." And I was like, "Oh shit." And I realized that they were at the Nerdist school, which is next door, and they were they sat through like an hour and a half of an improv show.
Oh, that's a fate worse than death.
That's what I told her. I was like, "I'm
no.
so sorry. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy."
Oh, that's so sad.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. That was just a quick sidebar. But yeah, so it's at Union Hall, and you got a band.
Yeah. Usually have like a really good lineup, and just like I don't know
it
how
always
we
looks-
get the people that we get. I mean, it's interesting because you'll have amazing comics on that don't use the band as much as people that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And the ones where people use the band are always objectively better. So the first time anybody ever used it the way I wanted them to use it was Joe Firestone. She went up, didn't really have a set. She just like read off a list of like popular baby names from different generations.
Yeah.
So she was like from 2017, this just all these different names, and the names just gradually got more ridiculous, and she would have the band like play music from that time period.
Oh,
And so it
that's
went, like,
awesome.
2017, you played some like hip hop. Then they did like 80s, 70s, 60s, 1880s. It was when it started to get weird, where they like kind of took a pause.
You're right,
and then
right.
I think Ben was on guitar, and he just starts playing some like Baroque shit.
Beethoven or something.
Yeah. And
For release or something.
yeah, exactly. And the band is so insanely good. Like the keyboardist Alex Weston works for Philip Glass.
Whoa!
It's like,
wow.
I don't know even how I stumbled upon these people, but so he'll just like hear a thing and just immediately sort of catch on to it, and it's like
That's the thing I envy most in people is just that ability to just like work with a musical instrument specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be
It's
able to
like-
just turn all of a sudden go from silence to magic with just a little bit of outside
you worked
stimuli.
the band pretty good there, Rivers, during Butt Rock Brett's Comedy Ozfest, though.
Oh yeah. I guess I did. Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, I did interact with a band just recently. Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah, your band was Head Joint. Those guys were awesome. They were a butt rock band for Butt Rock Brett's Comedy Ozfest.
That's his band.
Yeah, that's right.
His band.
The song that they brought me up to was the only one I didn't know throughout the whole night, and it turned out I think it was like Pantera, or it was some Pantera song I wasn't familiar with. But then the next person went up to Bomb Track by Rage Against the Machine. I was like, I want a Bomb Track. It's my favorite song of theirs. Yeah. Has the band really kind of taken to the comedy aspect of it too? I
don't know. Their timing is oddly good for people that don't really do comedy. There have been times where, and part of the fun of it is that just stuff gets weird sometimes.
Oh yeah,
where like
of course,
the band
yeah.
is like, I don't know if we're doing enough right now, and so they'll like try. They'll like last show, Jordan Temple did something about like he said something about porn, and they like the drummer and bassist look at each other and they're like, let's play some like porn music, and they. But he's already moved on to the next joke, and so you hear them just like start.
Wow,
Yeah, just some weird like porn grooves, and he just turns around like, "What are you guys doing? What's wrong?" What happens most often is somebody will tell them to start playing something, and they'll just do like hit me a bunch of times, like hit me one time, 2 times, 3 times, and
trying to get the jamming on the one like James Brown thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's like the most common thing where somebody's like when I point to you, you give me a hit, and it's never on time.
I love that.
It's never good. But
well, no, that makes it so much funnier. Though,
Yeah.
if the band's off a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
Do they do that on purpose?
Oh no,
Or
no,
is it
no.
just one of those things that never works out?
It just never works because nobody ever talks to them about it before.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. No one talks about it, and then also just the idea of just doing like a quick hit of music is not a thing you practice for unless you're being screamed at by James Brown
Yeah.
for hours and hours.
Exactly.
And you have
That's the
to
only way to get good at that.
Also,
Yeah.
you have to follow James Brown and institute a fine system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you're late, $5.
yeah.
Every time it would just be like, hit me, $5. You $5. Bootsy, $5.
$5, yeah.
Yeah.
Get on it, yeah.
What would you say at a party?
Jamming on the one.
Get up off of that thing and dance to you better. Get up off of that thing and dance to you. Sing it now. Get up off of that thing and dance to you better. Get up off of that thing. Try to release that pressure. Get up. Good God. So good.
Talk about the acapella thing. I want to chase that down the rabbit hole as much as we can.
Yeah. What do you want to know? I guess.
So it
There's
was first of all, I mean, I'm trying to imagine how you would get into it. I feel
Probably
like,
having a voice and a school
well,
music.
yes, obviously that. But in my head, like getting involved with an acapella group is sort of similar to how you would like get involved with, I don't know, like a gang or some like where it's just like
gang.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like policy debate or something
No,
like that.
no,
a gang, dude.
No, it's got to be
Yeah.
a gang because the gang, you have your senior members, the people you look up to,
Right.
You have a similar set of circumstances, and in this case, your circumstances, I can sing, and then
Yeah.
you see these people, you're like, ooh, and then you kind of get. Is there a? I guess what I'm leading up to. Did they jump you in?
They
Is there,
did.
like,
They beat me up. Yeah. They
So you were shanghaied
Is there?
into the chorus.
At first, when Rivers was describing it, I think in my mind, I thought Rivers is confused. This is college acapella. This isn't like the guys singing around like a burning trash can in the Rocky
Yeah,
movies.
no,
He's seen
like-
Jersey Boys too many times,
Yeah, I know.
and he thinks you need mafia backing to get in as a vocalist.
Yeah, no, this was like a post-fame acapella group singing in like a Sudafed commercial. That's what it
The
was.
Sudafed commercial.
Yeah. Do they have Sudafed commercials? I just named a medicine. But like,
Sure.
I know
I
what
feel
you're
like
talking
Sudafed
about.
probably can't advertise legally because of the meth thing. Or not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah,
It's a sad day in this country when you need an ID to buy Sudafed.
Right?
When you first get involved, do you form? Is it like an improv thing where improv group where you form all at the same time, or was your group already established?
That
Like-
was the oldest acapella group at Emory.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it
so this
was-
wasn't
No, I knew about it because like Oral Pleasures was like kind of the nerdy one.
And
And then, like-
duly noted also.
Let's talk shit.
Oh,
about
like
all the-
Dooley.
Duly noted, I didn't exist.
Duly
Okay.
noted.
Like Dooley, right?
There was
Yeah.
God damn it! I hate that so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Don't you? Isn't it bad?
That's
That-
hilarious.
You know who was
worse.
in Duly? One of an executive producer at Funny or Die was in Duly Noted.
But No Strings Attached was kind of the
It's
more
a
like
double pun. That's why I hate it so much
Oh,
because it's a pun on Dooley, but also noted like a musical.
Yeah.
And it's also like meta too. That's what really blows
Yeah.
it.
the thing that
it's
okay.
infuriating,
Here's
right?
something I gotta, and nobody cares listening to this, but I'm just gonna get this off my chest. They have stolen the fake Dooley thing at Emory twice.
Yeah.
I know
And
you
they
were the
have not
original
given-
fake Dooley.
They've never
Oh.
given credit to the originators, i.e., me.
Are you the fake?
I was the
first fake
original.
Dooley?
I was the original fake Dooley.
the real fake
real
Dooley.
fake
real
Dooley?
fake Dooley.
You got to go around to
That challenged
conventions.
him- and that challenged him to a dance contest, and they still do the dance contest gimmick.
I thought that was the thing that I didn't know that was a thing that happened before.
What
I never
about
seen
me?
it.
That was me.
What
I never
about
gave
the
it to-
Dooley?
I
Pat,
could-
the world of
See,
college
I-
pranks is like
I
wrestling.
officiated the dance contest. I officiated it my senior year.
Wow.
And I did the original version of it. And
See?
Julie scampered away, and I got danced on by 12 women.
12?
And I almost passed out because that suit was so damn hot. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I can't move. and I'm gonna pass out from being dehydrated.
So
Every 4 years, man, there's a turnover in school. You can use those same pranks over and over.
You
man.
can.
The turnover is just too quick on that stuff. There's no way you can hold
Yeah,
on
who's
to
gonna
it.
remember?
By the way,
Because of the media blackout that was imposed by the administration against me and my crew.
Yeah, they like really hate fake Dooley for some reason.
Yeah,
It's so strange.
yeah.
By the way, if you want to hear Pat's the Dooley story, that is actually on our YouTube, and we'll link it on our Twitter, so you can relive Pat's story about organizing a fake Dooley, which is
And nobody knows what that means.
It's
right.
Pat the real fake Dooley.
The real fake
The real
Dooley.
fake Dooley.
The real #1 fake Dooley.
They used a picture of me officiating that dance battle after I graduated without consulting me. They've done that.
Are you in the brochure?
I was.
Wow.
The entire time I was at Emory, they like regularly used pictures of me without telling me.
Oh, God.
It was very weird.
The face of the university.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
When they welcomed like the class of 2017, maybe,
Yeah.
or 2018, it was my face, and I'm like, I'm not even there.
Wait,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like on like a PowerPoint or something? Like
Like on their Facebook page.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like
it was
like
just
Yeah.
you?
It was
Emory-
like they're watermarking me with like a megaphone or something like that.
Emory University violating 2 people on this podcast intellectual property and likenesses. This is
50% of this podcast
50%
has been wronged.
has been wronged.
by Emory University.
Yeah.
To whom I
Pay
owe
up.
$7,000.
Yeah, to whom is still calling me trying to get money. The reason why I ain't giving no money to the university is that you're stealing my ideas. You put the media blackout on my ideas.
They
right?
were asking me for money while I was still a student there. They've been asking me for money for
Emory University. If you give
8 years.
me and a list of people who are involved in this, and maybe we did embezzle like student activities money to make the outfits and stuff.
Hold on.
Don't say that on the air, Pat. They don't know.
Did you just say bezel?
we bezeled.
I said embezzle.
You said bezel. We bezeled this money fair and square.
I'll
Can
tell you
fix
what.
it in
I'll tell
post.
you what. I will.
No, I'm going to draw attention to it.
If you
in
make
post.
an announcement,
You can fix it in pre. Fix it in
if you make an announcement, given the proper credit, right? Given the proper credit, I will pay you back for the Dooley costume.
I will happily bezel
and I will
you.
give you a full $99 in a contribution.
All right.
All right.
Look, Emory University, if you can compensate me for the use of my image in your brochures and on your website and online materials, I will consider beginning to pay back the money that I owe you for my education.
And also, he will become the new Steve on Blue's Clues.
I will become the new Steve on Blue's Clues, and I will do everything in my power to retroactively make private schools free for all.
Bezel.
So, I got bezeled.
Bezeled.
Well, because it seems like that should be a word, because him is definitely like a prefix.
I'm going to bezel some money
Let's go bezel.
so I can be fake Dooley this
Shit,
year.
we gonna go down.
Bezgazi.
Yeah. We gonna go down to the racetrack. We gonna bezel a little bit on NASCAR.
No, but they're duly noted. Oh.
Duly noted.
That was not-
yeah. So
yeah.
the other
That was
acapella.
lame.
That's where we started.
And
this.
then there was,
Oh, yeah, did they beat you up? I
and then
think
there
that's where
was,
we're at.
yeah, and then there
Yeah.
was there
other
was the
improv team, or
Ahana.
acapella.
Ahana, yeah, and then there was the one that was the women's Jewish one that was
That was Rosh Hashanah.
Hey, man, you tried.
Happy
You
Rosh
tried.
Hashanah, everybody! It was yesterday.
Might be even further by the time you hear
did you
this,
listen
right?
to acapella music before college, or were you just like, I like to sing and this is an opportunity for me to sing?
I listened to because I was into jazz when I was in high school,
Okay.
so I listened to a lot of vocal jazz. Like Take Six is a really good.
Okay.
group,
Oh,
like
gotcha. Like
Manhattan Transfer, which I've since grown bored with.
We might have transferred to Boogie Woogie Man.
Yeah,
Boy, got the boy from New York City.
yeah.
is that the name?
but not
And
college.
Tuxedo Junction show.
But not college acapella. Which
No,
is
no,
like,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
that's weird how people are like in high school listening to that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's
or like,
I feel like you have to come from a very particular background.
Yeah.
Like if you're listening to college acapella before you're in college, it's like a weird aspiration that I didn't have.
I knew people on my hall that listened to that, and I was just like, this is just like bad acapella covers of Jack and Diane that are just like, yeah. And I'm like,
I just wanted to like, because I sang in choir in high school, and I just wanted to do, I still wanted to sing, but I just didn't want to sing like Mozart all the time. I wanted to do anything that wasn't Mozart.
Right. So the one that
Haydn.
They just had you like singing like Don Giovanni and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was at Oxford, my first 2 years, Oxford is Emory's feeder school, but for anyone who doesn't.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the one in England.
No. We had a acapella group there that I was president of my sophomore year, Acapella. If you,
I was about to make that joke.
That's exactly what
that's
a real
sort of a first thing comes to mind.
Every joke that you could possibly make about an acapella group's name, that is the name of an acapella group. I was always very frustrated because we only did top 40 songs and they were always bad.
What was the one you hated singing the most?
We did Firework, Katy Perry, and that made me so mad. That made me so mad.
Did you feel like a plastic bag?
I did. I felt like a plastic bag full of groceries. Actually, pretty good.
Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, as you shoot across the sky.
the one thing that I always cracked me up about college acapella, because I knew nothing about it, and people when I was a freshman, everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna try out for these acapella groups," because they had open auditions, and so everybody's like invading my smoking area, singing their versions of like "Under the Boardwalk" and that song from Rent, and but the thing that always like cracked me up was like there's like a thing because you have to do certain like musical notes that to replicate instruments, the chims where people go chim chim, the chims. That's like the chim chim. It was one of the things.
Chims.
Yeah.
The chims. That's what we used to call them, the chims. And I was
you mean just like that sound specifically, or just like
that
any
sound. That sound
or
specifically always cracked me up.
Yeah, chim chim chim. Yeah, well,
chim 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 chim. Prussia.
Wait, is that what they did?
They did a version of chim 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 chim.
That's so dumb.
Chim 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 chim.
See, you know what? This is one thing I was always weirdly passionate about. Is like we would always do just the dumbest syllables.
Yeah.
For our bass lines. Yeah. It'd be like do do da and shit like dumb shit like that. It's all dims.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum. It's so easy.
Yeah.
But we'd always like try to get creative with these syllables. Like no, there are standards that have been set. It's so easy.
It's das and dums. Come on.
Das and dums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a do. You never have to do a do.
Or a chim. If you want to do guitar solos, it's all odelies and weedlos. Get it right.
Yeah.
There is definitely a band in Brooklyn right now called the Chims. 100%.
Oh,
It's gotta
absolutely.
be.
People would just be like, when I went to school, they'd be like, "Yo, have you listened to the Yale something or another's?" Amongst the people that were listening to college, it was very much almost like Pitch Perfect. That movie, Pitch Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
People were into that stuff, and I was like, "Okay, you're going to hit me with the fact that Dave Matthews Band is actually something people listen to, and then you're going to hit me with this college acapella." Like, I don't know. I'm like,
dude.
this is a culture class.
How do you think I feel all the time? You open time on the show, people listen to this shit.
Yeah. Oh, they do. The pentatonics are huge. And I found out in college that people were like really into them. And I was like, they don't have any original songs. Like they're talented singers, but how can you be that into them? You're like, why are you buying their CDs? Just go to Vegas or wherever they play and see them live. Yeah, that's great.
Right.
But like, don't pay money for somebody to re-record someone else's music.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Did you? Although I will say, Ben Folds from Ben Folds 5, when he was instead of doing a greatest hits, just hired a bunch of different college a cappella groups to do his greatest hits record for him.
Oh, you see, that's awesome.
I love that.
That's
idea.
great.
Yeah, I used to listen to that. That came into the radio station when I was still working there in college, and I was like, I'll give this a listen. And so it was a bunch of people just singing old Ben Folds.
Yeah, that's
songs.
Delightfully self-indulgent.
Yeah, totally.
But also like creative.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you guys play? I mean, obviously you performed around campus. Did you have any like notable gigs or memorable gigs?
I sang in front of Dikembe Mutombo one time.
Whoa.
That was very
Hell
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the circumstance? It was just you and him in a basketball arena.
Yeah. It was just
Empty
like,
arena match.
Yeah, we were just playing one-on-one. And after a while, you start to give up. So you just do
Just start singing.
whatever's in your utility belt.
Yeah.
But no, it was like it might have been like an environmental conference or something. It was some
Like
kind
health
of
conference, probably, because
Yeah.
he builds a lot of like hospitals
yeah.
and
So it
Congo
was
and stuff.
something along those lines.
Was
yeah.
that a thing through the university? Like,
Yeah.
Because I imagine did they just kind of use you guys as like utility entertainment
Basically,
at events
yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah, because we were like the oldest group, and
Right. So it's kind of
and so
prestigious.
we like actually wore school colors and all that shit. So
Right. So you're like kind of the most like traditional, I guess.
yeah, so they would just like hire us for everything. I can't think of anything else. I feel like that was probably the most. No, I think maybe we sang when Paul Simon was in town. Or no, what happened is the guy that arranged all our music, like made a Paul Simon medley for us to sing, and we like spent weeks rehearsing it.
Yeah.
And then Paul Simon canceled. And so we would just like sing this shit, and everybody was like, yeah, this is great, but like, what are you doing? Why?
Yeah. Why now?
Yeah, exactly. What is the context? None of our stories are really like notable just in our own performance. It's always just like we sang and then this guy was there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
like,
There's probably a couple of we sang and Jimmy Carter was there.
yeah,
sort of
Jimmy
things,
Carter
yeah.
was there.
Was Hank Aaron ever there?
No.
No.
Anybody from WCW?
No, but Chipper Jones was there one time.
Hey, now
That's kind of that's
Just like we
relatively
sang.
close.
Yeah, we sang at this university event. Buff Bagwell was there.
Bagwell was there.
Well,
Disco Inferno was there.
Yeah, we sang Gloria Gaynor for Disco Inferno.
yeah, Gold Dust joined us for the alma mater.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the Chim Chim.
See him in the picture. He's the guy painted
Yeah.
all gold.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah,
he was
which
there.
one is he?
He's a gold guy. See, that's not a school
He
call.
was beatboxing actually. He did beatbox for us.
Did they make you do any spontaneous performances on the quad or anything like that? Because that's my only experience with college acapella is whatever acapella group is in Auburn, and I didn't ever catch their name because our interaction was so fleeting. Was just walking down the concourse there and just hearing just out of nowhere just whoa 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 whoa
Yeah.
for the longest time, and I was like, oh god, what the fuck? And you
Yeah.
round the corner and it's just a bunch of happy people in white button-up shirts and
Oh, I thought you were going to say like tunics or.
no, if it were tunics then I would think it was a cult and that'd be awesome, but no,
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Called singing for the longest time.
Yeah.
We in college. There was a group of us that thought about creating a guerrilla a cappella group where we would bust into other a cappella group shows.
See,
Oh,
as soon as you said that, I was like, a bunch of guys in gorilla costumes.
No.
I was like, that
Yeah.
sounds
No, no,
amazing.
no, no.
That sounds great.
We could have dressed up in all like literally gorilla
Yeah,
in both
yeah.
ways.
Or you could
Yeah.
dress up like Shana Na, like his 50s greasers, and just bust in and like, these guys are square. Bom, 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 bom.
Mr. Bassman.
You be know this.
But the one song
Mr. Sandman.
yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
I would love that if they were just like, just
Yeah,
Johnny,
they, like,
these
come in
guys.
and, like speaker box. The love below.
Hey, boy, what's going on?
But the song that we always would do, we would always think about doing is Wipeout. Like just, yeah, but with just chims. Chim, 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 chim. Wipe out. Chim, 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 chim,
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim.
Every time you
the
say
one,
chim, that's the one I thought. When you say chim, I'm like, well, the thing in Mary Poppins.
Yeah, that's the move.
Chim chimney.
Oh, wow, you guys. Yedoye Travis is a funny guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
He's,
can't wait till he's on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. So we're here to induct this week's member of the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame. Oh, boy. So this week is my turn to put somebody in the Hall of Fame, and I've got quite a doozy this week.
Oh.
Here we go. Daniel Songer was born March 27th, 1961 in Detroit, Michigan.
We're starting from the beginning here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As a young man, Songer enlisted and served in the United States Army. And Daniel always had a creative side. He began writing poetry in 1984, and despite the fact that he went to college to study robotics and computer engineering, he also excelled in English courses, which eventually inspired him to become a writer in addition to his regular day job. After college, Daniel settled in Adairsville, Georgia, just north of Atlanta, and in 1990 he started his own company as a security contractor. And he continued to write poetry, much of it religious poetry, throughout the 90s, and in 2001 he self-published his first book, I'm a Statue! He followed that up with Heaven's Headline News in 2004, and Jesus' Poetic Song in 2009.
Okay, is this Christian poetry, Rivers?
Oh,
Is this Mr. TV?
Oh, you have no fucking idea what's about to happen to you.
Even crazier than Mr. TV?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All three books are still available on Amazon, and this is the About the Author section of Jesus' Poetic Song, presumably written by Songer himself. Quote, Daniel Songer has been given an immaculate seed. This gift has given him the opportunity to guide all God's children to the door of everlasting life. It is his dream to bring the people of the world together under one family. In 2007, Daniel began to broaden his creative horizons. In addition to poetry, Daniel began to write high-energy comedy routines. It was around this time that the website YouTube had become ubiquitous, and with options limited for comedy venues in Adairsville, Daniel created the YouTube channel Dan Poet Man. And he put on his best pair of shorts, grabbed his camera, took to his porch, and he did this.
Hi, my name's Daniel Songer. I am a singer, songwriter, poet. I have written a couple of screenplays, artistic dancer, and now I'm a comedian. And I know what you're thinking. I know what's on your mind. Artistic dancer. Well, here's something to make you
Artistic
smile.
dancer?
Let's all do the turnaround. Turn around, turn around. Let's all do the turn around. Let's all
Quote, the comedy flowed from my heart to the world. It became a need. It became a need to give great happiness. When I edited my comedy acts, I could not stop laughing. Some of them, I almost died because they were so funny. So Daniel began to release more and more comedy routines on YouTube, each beginning with him off camera loudly yelling, "Ladies and gentlemen, comedian and entertainer Daniel Songer." Now, I first became aware of Daniel Songer in the fall of 2010 when he released a video entitled Comedy Act 143, Girls Love Public Sex. So this was my first introduction to Daniel Songer, and when I saw this, it blew my mind. Like, there's no other way to put it. And we'll put this on our Twitter, by the way.
Nice. He's
comedian, entertainer, Daniel Songer. What was that? That was like a
Just wait
wind me
for
up
it.
twister, wasn't it? You know,
He's looking
hey,
good
I
in
made a
them
new
duck head
dance called
shorts.
Jack me up, jack me, jack me, jack me up. You know,
Has he got a
Jack me
park?
up, man,
He's
for
in his
comedy
house.
act.
On his porch?
All of his goddamn videos are him in his backyard or on his back porch with no audience, and it's just him yelling these awful jokes.
Sometimes
Well, he's got a good high
years
kick.
single.
Yeah, he ain't a bad dancer.
For a big fat dude, he can really get his legs up there.
Yeah, he's got Chris Farley like a range of motion for a large man.
except he doesn't realize that you can't do comedy and wear shorts.
Yeah, that's true.
Poor form.
They take him to task in Boston about that one.
I know.
If you could spin a turbine with the power of awkward idiosyncrasies, Daniel Songer could light up the whole world. Daniel said of his comedy, quote, "My emotions led to passion and my dreams led to bliss with the angel of my dreams." Don't know what the fuck that means, but
That's his artistic philosophy.
here's him in a video called Comedy Act 110, Take Me in Your Arms.
Hey, it's Daniel! Hey, it's Daniel! It's Daniel!
He has no shirt.
Songer. Hey, my friends.
And
You
duck head
know,
shorts.
man, how many
Always
out
got
there
shorts.
All right, this guy is a genius.
I know.
Because if this guy did this at an open mic, everybody would hate him.
I want to hear his bits.
You know, you were born as a baby. You grew up and you stayed friends. You know, how many people out there stayed friends with their friends who they were born with and raised?
Every one of his jokes is a Shaggy Dog story. None of it matters.
Well, that's the thing. If he went up to a comedy club or an open mic or something and did this,
Yeah.
he'd be thrown out at building.
Yeah.
But because he does it on a video,
In his backyard. So my personal favorite is Comedy Act 206, the greatest comedy act of all time. .mpg.
I like the fact he numbers these.
And I love how he
In
goes
which, and that's in the video, in which Daniel performs in a tie-dye Harley Davidson t-shirt with a collapsed mobile home back deck visible in the background. So this is, you can see in the background, it's a deck that used to be attached to a trailer, and now it's sort of down at a Titanic-like sinking.
This is like his blue collar comedy thing.
and he's wearing jorts that are cuffed.
Yeah, and he's wearing Sperry's. But yeah, this one actually, I think you can appreciate. The other ones have been more physical, and they're not as good for an audio medium. And again, we'll put a lot of these links on our Twitter at The Goods Pod. This one's got, he's got some jokes.
This guy's wearing coochie cutters right now.
This is the greatest comedy act of all time. .mpg.
Hey, 206 comedy acts. This is going to be the greatest comedy act of all time.
Might be the loudest.
Yes, Comedy Act 206, the greatest comedy act of all time. Hey, what are two things you do not want to get? And one is onion breath. I mean, who wants to kiss somebody with onion breath?
What the hell?
True.
And the second thing is fish lips. Fish lips!
It's the best joke ever.
This guy rules.
Daniel Tosh featured Songer on Tosh.0 in 2014. Kind of blew up his spot.
No.
As you might imagine, Daniel Songer has gotten a lot of hate online. Here's a random YouTube comment on one of his videos. Quote, "As I was watching this video, I began to question all of the decisions in my life that led me to this point. The internet is a cold, unforgiving place where anyone who attempts to anything different or unusual is hammered down like a nail. But Daniel seems to have taken everything in stride. He even began releasing his videos with the tags anti-comedy and anti-humor. Quote, I found out a lot of people don't have my kind of humor, and they don't get it. But for those who do, I'm sure they peed their pants.
And did you pee your pants, Rivers?
I fuck it. You bet your sweet ass I did.
Mission accomplished, mister.
All in all, Daniel Songer released 254 comedy acts, all of which are available on his Dan Poetman YouTube channel. Now, on August 3rd, 2017, Daniel released a video called Comedy Act 254, The Last of the Comedian. In it, he announced a switch in format, the specifics of which, as of this recording, are unclear. But Daniel said, quote, "For a decade, I've been doing stand-up comedy on YouTube. Comedy Act 254, The Last of the Comedian, uploaded last month. 3 books of poetry, 12 albums, and 10 years of comedy, and yet I keep on keeping on. I am changing the format and will be with you forever. Love, Dan." For his strange brand of humor and his ceaselessness in pursuit of his art, despite the criticism of many, many online haters, people who don't have the fucking guts to put on the shorts, go in their backyard, deck, or local parking lot and do what's in their hearts, we proudly induct comedian, entertainer, Daniel Songer into the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because this guy speaks truth to power, man, because there's two things that you don't want to get. And that's onion breath. Who wants to get his onion breath? And fish lips. Fish lip.
It's crazy, man. That's my best Daniel Songer is where he goes, it's freaking crazy, man.
What do you think he's going to do next?
Who the fuck knows?
I think he might become a Chris Gaines-like figure.
Oh, wow. And
actually, if you're listening, Daniel Songers, please do that. That would be hilarious.
This guy
Chris
cool.
Gaines.
Dude, I'm telling you, and there's a lot of them, and people talk shit. It makes me laugh every fucking time. And some people would say, like, oh, are you laughing at him? I'm like, no, man, he's funny in his movements, the way he sounds. Does he have punchlines? No.
No.
But fucking...
No, it's a lot of funny is stupid, and people forget that a lot of the time.
Yeah, so bring some joy into your life. Abandon your preconceived notions of what comedy can be.
Comedy or talent is.
Personally,
and go look at Dan Poet Man on YouTube.
Because personally,
salute this man.
Personally, I think the greatest start to any joke is, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man.
Well,
hey man.
He's from Michigan, so he doesn't quite have that southern accent. Like he's like,
you know who else is from Michigan?
It's crazy, man.
General Custer.
Yeah, that's right. And he was also a great man. So
thank you, Rivers.
Daniel Songer, the newest inductee into the Goods from the Woods Hall of Fame. God bless you, Daniel, and whatever your pursuits from here on out. Go check out Dan Poet Man on YouTube.
Maybe he'll make the Hall of Fame again from his next one.
Yedoye, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
I am on basically all social media as at Professor Doye. Professor Doye.
He's you can also see him on Emory University brochures.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can
pamphlets.
Just look up Emory University. You'll see me on there. I'll be the first image to come up.
Yeah,
and hopefully you'll see him on Nickelodeon in the morning sometime soon. Nick Jr.
Hey, they picked. They chose wisely. Doye is a good-looking dude.
We're talking
honestly,
handsome man.
I'm the only person with any traction in this game right now.
Absolutely. I'm looking at Steve 3.0 right now.
Yeah.
And brother, if you
Steve
work for
3.
Nickelodeon, you get the Nickelodeon money, I just want you to do me a favor and tell them to put Count Duckula back on that channel.
Oh, yeah. That would be dope. Also, look out for my album.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plug your album, dude.
I'm recording it in Atlanta on October 14th at Relapse Theater.
Nice.
Oh, man. and that's a fun venue, too.
Yeah, it's a great venue. I'm doing 2 shows, 8 and 10:30 p.m.
This Saturday, if you're in Atlanta,
yes,
go to the Relapse Theater and see Yedoye Travis record his album.
That shit free as fuck.
It's a free show too, yeah. And that's a cool venue. If you're in Atlanta, and we have a lot of listeners down there, and you've never been to Relapse, it's a great place just to check out because it's one of the beating hearts of the Atlanta comedy scene.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, really really fun venue, and you'll laugh your ass off. It'll be a great time. So go see Yedoye, and do that this weekend. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoodspod. We're on Twitter @thegoodspod. Big shout out to our webmaster Richard Eden up there in the North Pole, doing the hard work at thegoodspod.com. Pat, what should they do when the folks get to iTunes?
Rate, review, and subscribe. Tell a friend. It shows the attitude of gratitude.
And if y'all don't have the attitude of gratitude, fuck you.
Alrighty, song of the week this week. This is Adam's House Cat. Adam's House Cat was a fantastic band based out of the Muscle Shoals area in northern Alabama. The band was mainly comprised of Patterson Hood, lead singer and songwriter, and lead guitar player Mike Cooley, who would eventually filter through a million different projects before becoming the 2 principal songwriters of the Drive-By Truckers. This is the precursor. They made an album in 1990 called Town Burned Down, and that album was never released. They were voted by New Music Weekly as like the most promising unsigned band at the time, and stuff happened and the album never got put out, but it has since been bootlegged and leaked out. And if you know anything about Patterson Hood, he was a big fan of the Replacements. So what you're about to hear is a bunch of boys from Alabama trying to sound like the Replacements, and I love this song. This is Adam's House Cat off of the unreleased Town Burned Down. The song is called Smilin' at Girls, and we'll see you next time.
Smiling at girls. I got fired by boss, called me lean.
from the Woods was mixed, edited, and distributed by me, Rivers Langley. You can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by DJ Smiles. Check him out on Twitter at DJ Smiles.